for that thing, y'all. The Solomon Project. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. I'm your host, Richard Burns, and let me tell you something. I think what I'm about to tell you is super important. Yeah, it's not how much you make. I featured two individuals. I'm going to have to do it again because nobody here in the Solomon Project who's new, that didn't know me from my previous channel, nobody knows about this story. It is absolutely incredible. And it drives the point home. It is not how much you make. However, this one individual that I'm going to highlight, it's going to be too difficult for most people, if not, well, I don't know. It's just going to be very difficult to follow his footsteps. It really is. It's just incredible. What this man did was over the top. I mean, this is one of those stories where this individual literally walked for miles to get to and from school as a child. Literally. And this ain't Hollywood. This is the real deal. We're talking about a person that came from absolute poverty, walked to and from school miles each way, wound up going into the military to serve in a war, came back. Listen, I'm not going to tell you the rest. I'm not going to tell you the rest until I have everything prepared, because it's an excuse killer. An excuse killer. Everybody out here coming up with one excuse or another not to make sacrifices with their money. This one story, actually, it's more than one story, but this is one of those stories that are going to absolutely destroy your excuse. Destroy it. All that crying about, but then I can't do this, but then it's going to destroy it. It's the type of story that, well, definitely motivated me. Well, I was already on the path before I stumbled upon this, but if I weren't on the path before I stumbled upon it, this story would definitely put me on track for real. Yeah, this is big time. This is big time. Now, I'll give you a little background on CJ so that you understand. CJ is not playing around. CJ's from the hood. CJ is from the hood, and his mom was an absolute disciplinary. I'm talking about, she was clobbering him with saucepans, those heavy cast iron saucepans. Boom! She had that kid straight. And immediately after high school, he joined the Marine Corps. He was asked, I forget who exactly, I don't know if it was his commanding officer or somebody. Somebody asked him, how was basic training for you? It was nothing for him. It was like being home. That's how serious his mom is with him, or was. Yeah, she backed off a little bit because he's a grown man with his own wife. CJ got his wife, right? So he joined the Marine Corps like right away, met his wife soon after leaving basic training. His wife, her father, her brothers, they were in the Marine Corps also. And CJ's been exposed to the horrors of war. So CJ doesn't have time for rappers, for entertainers, for movie stars. He ain't got time for that. What was this battle going on between these two rappers, the one from Canada and I don't even remember their names. Drake and who's the other one? And Cole and one other. He ain't got time for that. Once he met his wife, it was a wrap. There was no bar hopping. There was no drinking and fighting. There was none of that. He's steady focused on his future, his children's future, his family's future, everything. CJ's not playing. CJ is going to be, and I'm going to tell you right now, CJ is going to be like this other story of this person that went into the Navy right after high school. And like the professor can attest to this, I don't remember if he was on a destroyer. I don't remember what he was on, but he was out at sea for like, I don't know, months at a time. The professor will let me know. But he was out there, 4 to 6 months at a clip? And when he was on shore, he didn't join his sailor buddies and go spending his money. No, he saved his money and he invested his money. The guy, 20 years later after he left the Navy, became a billionaire. We're talking about somebody who was working in a fast food restaurant. Now, I can already hear some of the excuses already. Oh, but you only live once. YOLO. Yeah. Well, he's only living once too. But instead of living once with $300 a week, he's now a billionaire doing YOLO with billions. I'm pretty sure that going YOLO with billions is a different experience from doing YOLO with $300 a week. I'm pretty sure of that. Whatever. This is for my 2%ers, by the way. This is not for the 98%. I want to make sure that the 2%ers have no doubt whatsoever that they're on the right path. That making this small sacrifice for a small period of time, by watching CJ's account, by watching AJ's account, they realize that they don't need to doubt the decisions that they made. Hopefully they made it, or that they're about to make, in embarking on this sacrifice to bubble up, to get their accounts bubbling. You want to be bubbling. Yes. Now, a lot of pitfalls out there. You got to be real careful. Real careful. There is a lot. Ooh, my goodness. There are so many sharks out there. It is unbelievable. Okay, so here's the deal. You want to become more knowledgeable about investing and in business? I'm going to let you know right now. You're about to jump in a lake absolutely infested with dangerous sharks. Yeah. So unless you got somebody with a drone communicating with you directly, letting you know where the danger is, if danger's approaching you, you're gonna get injured. You're gonna get injured. So if you've got the right backing, you don't need to be scared. You can hop in that lake. There could be tons of sharks. It's all good because you got that one individual with the wisdom and experience that has that drone flying overhead that can see where all the sharks are at and whether they're getting close to you and tell you which way to swim so that they'll miss you. Yeah, that's what Richard Burns is here for. Richard Burns ain't offering no courses. Sorry. The only people that learn from Richard Burns are people that have direct connections to Mr. Burns. That's it. And you know what? I had this thing sitting here all this time. Look, this right here, this is that high powered Odium. Look how small this cup is. Woo! One gulp and I'm gone. Before I take this gulp, I'm gonna kick it over. No, you know what? I'm gonna pour it in Kitty's car. That way we could be out. Kitty, let's go. I got the fuel.
Arabam Dacia, seviyorum çift kalem aça. Göremedi kimseden fayda. İşler